Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the McFarlane DC Multiverse Collector's Edition Batman vs Superman Dawn of Justice, Knightmare Batman, and Armor Batman 2-pack. This is a McFarlane Toy Store and Walmart exclusive. I pre-ordered mine at Walmart, finally arrived today, so let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, part of the Gold Label collection. A Gold Label figure is simply a retailer exclusive. Whether it be Target or GameStop, this particular Gold Label is McFarlane Toy Store and Walmart exclusive. McFarlane Collector's Edition, DC Multiverse, Batman Knightmare, and Batman Armored Suit. Here they are in the package. We have a ton of accessories, including guns. Yes, you heard me right, guns. This figure set comes with guns, and I assume it's because it's an online exclusive, it's labeled as ages 17+, it's a little bit pricier. If you guys aren't aware, Warner Brothers has a no gun mandate. Any officially licensed DC figures cannot come with guns in any way, shape, or form. But they found a way around this with Jonah Hex, and this thing too. Very specifically, the main difference I notice is it's advertised as ages 17+, and says this is not a toy. Now the guns in the package are sort of on the wrong side. This is the grenade launcher that goes to the armored one. This is the rifle that goes to the Knightmare Batman. This is the pistol that goes to Knightmare. This is the crossbow that goes with this one. Not a big deal, just a mildly interesting observation. One side of the package, Batman Knightmare, Batman Armor Suit from Batman vs Superman. Other side, Knightmare and Armored. At the bottom, there's the barcode, if that helps anybody. And on the back side, here both them post up from the film. So with no further ado, let's open it up. And I did get two of these 2-packs. Two-Face would be so proud. One of which to open and enjoy, the other one to keep unopened in my complete Batman-related unopened action figure collection. Alright, now that these figures out of the package, here they are with all their accessories laid out. Knightmare Batman comes with 2 guns and a collector's card, and then the Armored Batman has a total of 4 hands, a crossbow, grenade launcher, gravity launcher, smoke grenade, collector's card, and the 2 of them share a diorama base. In this video, we're going to take a look at each of the figures individually. We'll check out their accessories, height, and articulation, and we'll compare them with a bunch of other relevant action figures. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's go and start off with the Knightmare Batman. Before we take a look at Knightmare Batman, let's check out some of their generic and shared accessories. So we have this diorama base. Looks like sort of a rock. Then we have a peg for the peg holes on their feet. It's going to allow him to sort of stand. Maybe a little place to put his foot inside of there. Looks familiar. I think we've had this maybe 1 or 2 times before in various 2-packs. Pretty hollow, but a pretty cool way to have a display base for your figures. I notice they don't come with the traditional McFarlane display stands, and that's fine by me. And then we have their collector's cards. As you can see, we have the Knightmare version of Batfleck, goggles on his head, trench coat, McFarlane Collector's Edition. On the back, there is a description. If you want to read that, pause now. And then we have the Armored Batfleck. Light-up lenses, armored suit. Once again, I believe it's the same description. So here is Batfleck. This is the Knightmare variation, and this is the Collector's Edition 2-pack variant of the Knightmare Edition. It's from a scene in Batman vs Superman, as well as in Zack Snyder's Justice League, and it takes place in a post-apocalyptic what-if future where Darkseid has sort of taken control of Superman. He's become sort of a, I don't know, totalitarian dictator, it looks like, controlling the world. Superman soldiers. Batman is leading a resistance in a desert wasteland. It's a really cool scene. I would love to see a full film about it. And where it is, originally in the Justice League trilogy, we were going to get a full film, mostly about that. In the meantime, let's take a look at the figure. Now this is pretty much the same as the regular Knightmare Batman, except he has a different face. This one has the mask completely covering him. So let's take a closer look. Starting with his head here, it looks cool. Looks kind of mysterious. He's got the goggles, and these are permanently attached to the face, and the mask is covering up his mouth. It's Batman, and you don't see a bit of flesh anywhere on him. It's pretty cool, and it makes perfect sense for the desert. Then we have the Batfleck outfit underneath, and it's, I don't know, sort of more gray, like it's dirty, dusty, been worn. I really like the color scheme here. It looks really good. Look at the texturing, the wrinkles, giant bat symbol. Very well done. We have this trench coat here, made of a plastic material, and I'm really glad they didn't use cloth because they messed it up pretty bad with Jonah Hex. Looks to be dirty on the bottom, tan up top, nice amount of texture on this thing. He's got little fins on his arms. Now they took the original Batman vs Superman, and you can see from the original Batman figure, the texturing on his gloves, lazy and inaccurate. The elbow, the top of the forearm, simply repainted that tan color. It doesn't match the rest of him. Double jointed elbows, double jointed knees. This is where his holster should go, and I really thought he was going to have a holster for his pistol. The single version did not, but he didn't come with a pistol, and I was sure this one would. It's literally what that whole spot there is for. Sort of combat pants and boots. As a whole, he looks cool. It's a logical variant, and I think it just looks awesome. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt, completely covering up his mouth with that scarf, the goggles on the eyes, short-eared. It all looks good and on point. And the paint job, there's some stuff really good about this figure, and some stuff really bad. They did not do a good job painting like the knuckles and some of the sort of gold on his gauntlets here. It's just pure black. But in turn, I really like the paint job they did with the Batfleck suit underneath the trench coat. Now let's check out his accessories. He has 2 guns. McFarlane is continuing their trend of oversized accessories. So we have this pistol here. It looks very familiar. Pretty sure it came in one of the McFarlane accessory sets. Not a big deal. I have no problem with that. Just a regular pistol. The sculpt is good. It's purely done in a black color. Then we have his rifle. And come on, McFarlane. How lazy can you be? It's supposed to have a Joker card taped on the sort of butt here. I mean, really? You have the tape, but you didn't put the freaking Joker card in there? That is a huge part of that rifle. They have a truce with Bruce. Come on, McFarlane. That sucks. Beyond that, it looks just fine. It's got a little bit of wrap here. I mean, one could give it a little strap so you can put it behind his shoulder. I can live without having that, but I can't live without having that. That sucks. I have some Joker cards. Maybe I can put one of my own there, but it's not going to look quite right, and that's just a garbage decision. The one time you guys can actually include guns, and you fuck it up by being lazy and taking shortcuts. Hey, would you look at that? Here's a couple of other rifles that came with Knightmare Batman figures. Here's the Mezco version, here's the Mafex version, here's McFarlane's version. Which one of these is not like the other? The fact that Joker card's missing is just ludicrous, stupid, and unforgivable. I know I'm beating a dead horse with a stick. Here's like a Batman holding that pistol. It would definitely be nice if he could holster it as well. And here's a look at Batman holding that rifle. I'll tell you, this is unforgivable. I cannot believe they didn't include that Joker card. That is so stupid on their behalf. Now to check out the differences and similarities between this collector's edition 2-pack version of the Knightmare Batman and the single release. And they are 100% the same figure, same sculpt, same articulation, even the same paint job, except for the head. This one here has removable goggles. You can take them off, you can put them on his forehead, you can put them on his eyes. This one here has permanently attached goggles, a little bit smaller, and then he's got the scarf or mask cover up his mouth, and this one does not. Beyond that, it's exactly the same, even the scarp sculpt below. But it's actually a pretty cool variant. No one has made one that looks like this, and I think it looks pretty cool. Now that we've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories, let's check out his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing about 7.2 inches tall, which can translate to just over 18 centimeters. If you go to the top of the ears, about 7.3 inches. And for his articulation, starting with his head, of course, you can rotate side to side, but the scarf lines up pretty nicely like this, and he's going to be turned slightly to the left. You can look up and down about that much. Can tilt his head from one side to the other, although like I said, it doesn't look quite right unless you have this lined up properly. Shoulders on a ball joint, goes out a little bit less than 90 degrees, up, down, around. He does not have that typical butterfly ring. You can see the big gap there, but the jacket does a good job covering it up. Bicep cut, double jointed elbows. His wrists can rotate, and they're hinged as well. He's got a ball joint in his torso. Rotate around, forward and back. Another one in his waist. Rotate around, forward and back. It's a little bit limited from the trench coat, but not by much. Between the two, good range of motion. And like I said, just really like the way that suit looks under there. Legs, completely to splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation's pretty much non-existent. Legs go forward. Not too much. Probably about that far. Back, not really at all. Double jointed knees. And then his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate. Tilt, rock. And of course, toe articulation. Now let's check him out next to some other Knightmare Batman figures. Here are the two versions by McFarlane. And then here he is, next to the Mezco 112 Collective version. Then, next to the Mafex version. This is based off Batman vs Superman, but Mafex is making an updated version from Zack Snyder's Justice League. And now, with the Mattel DC Multiverse Knightmare Batman. And then here he is, with the Mattel basic 6-inch scale Knightmare Batman. They actually made two versions of him. One from Batman vs Superman, and one sort of snow version. And here are all the different versions of the Knightmare Batman that I have. By McFarlane, Mezco, Mafex, and Mattel. The next one is going to be the Mafex Zack Snyder's Justice League version. Here's a look at this Batman in a desert, post-apocalyptic, nightmare-type setting. Now let's look at the armored Batman, or Batfleck. This is also the battle damage version from near the end of the fight with Superman, where half his mask is torn off. He has a bunch of weapons from Batman's armory, two alternate hands, so let's take a look. Start with his face here. It looks really cool. We have the armored Batman helmet here. Turn around, and you kind of have the Ben Affleck head there. Exposed halfway, and I think the likeness is decent. The fact that I see it in this helmet definitely helps me see Ben Affleck in it. He's got the strap across his chest for the kryptonite grenade launcher. This armored metal suit, it looks like plates on top of the regular Batfleck suit underneath. I can see the texturing, gray color. And this thing has little scratches and dings all over it, which is kind of interesting. It's no problem for this battle damage version for the end of the fight. But I got the impression from the movie that he was just building the suit for the first time, so it hadn't really been used a bunch before. I'm not sure why it has so much damage and scars on it. The regular version's like that too. It's not just a battle damage one. Looks like single jointed elbow, double jointed knees, big fins, cleated boots, homage to the Dark Knight Returns. He's got the cloth soft goods cape. It's got a bendy wire on either side. Stretches out about that far. Looks pretty cool. And tattered on the bottom. Very accurate to the film. As a whole, it's a really good looking figure. Really big and beefy, super tall, and pretty heavy. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. I love that damaged cowl. It looks excellent. There's the Bruce Wayne face. Now you see it. And now you don't. And then here's the figure, broken down as far as he can go with all of his removable parts detached. Now let's check out his accessories, starting off with his hands. He has a total of 4 hands, 2 right hands, and 2 left hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. His right hand is a default hand that would look good relaxed at his side, and his left hand is a fist. And here's his alternate pair of hands. This is a pair of gripping hands. And now for his weapons. Here's his smoke bomb. A little smoke grenade, pull out the top, throw it down, and somehow Superman can't see through the smoke. Maybe it was laced with lead or something, I don't know. Here's Batfleck holding that smoke bomb. Here's his grapnel launcher. This is his heavy-duty grapnel launcher. He had 2 different versions in the film. He used the smaller one a little bit more often. This is one he used in the Superman fight. Shoots out those prongs, and he pulled Superman and swung him all over that abandoned building. It's got decent sculpting detail. You can see where he grips it, and the paint job is pretty nice. Metallic, a little bit of wear going on. Here's Batfleck holding and getting ready to use his grapnel launcher, and for his kryptonite grenade launcher. McFarlane continuing their tradition of oversized accessories. This thing, their proportions just don't seem right. Excellent sculpting detail around the barrel there. He's going to shoot out the kryptonite grenades. You can see he's going to hold it here. Trigger down there. Little part to go under his arm. Good sculpting on the back. The top. Could use a better paint job, but the sculpt is pretty good. And the size is definitely too big. Here's a look at the armored Batman holding that kryptonite grenade launcher. He really needs a gripping hand with a trigger finger. And then we have his crossbow. Now you might wonder, why the hell does he come with a crossbow? He damn sure didn't use one in the film. And that is correct, he damn sure did not. But if you watch some of the Batman vs Superman special features, when they go over the Batcave and the Batsuit, they show his armory in the Batcave, the different grapnel launchers, the sort of sniper rifle that shoots the tracker, the batarangs, the smoke grenades, and there is a crossbow very similar to this hanging up in the background. So something that was a prop for the film, maybe in a deleted scene, maybe just in the background. I've received crossbow figures with various Batfleck figures in the past before. I believe I have at least 2 from Mattel that came with the giant Batcave from both Batman vs Superman and Justice League. It came with a ton of weapons for his armory. I always wondered why, and this just sort of confirmed everything. So I watched those features and saw that. Here's Batfleck pointing that crossbow right at you. Now to check out the differences and similarities between this 2-pack Collector's Edition version of the Armored Batfleck and the single release. And beyond the different head sculpt, it's 100% same figure, same sculpt, same articulation, even the same paint job. So let's take a look. Obviously, the heads are totally different. This one is damaged and ripped apart. Like I said before, this one still has all the different damages all over it and the scratches on his head. But I really felt like the suit was supposed to be being built during part of the film and first introduced at the end. So I do find that a little bit confusing. And now for his height. Not only is he tall, but he's thick and beefy. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 7.5, maybe 7.6 inches tall, which can translate to just over 19 centimeters. If you go to the top of the ears, about 7.7 inches tall. And for his articulation, starting with his head, of course he can rotate side to side. He can look up, really not. Okay, we got his helmet can get sort of stuck on the neck. Push it forward, then you can go up a little bit more. Can't really tilt his head from side to side, just a little too tight in there. Shoulders on a ball joint. The shoulder pads are soft. They totally move out of the way. Very nice. Up, down, around. He does have the butterfly ring between his shoulder and chest. Increase the range of motion and cover up the giant gap that would be there. No bicep cut. Single jointed elbow goes in about 90 degrees with rotation. His wrist can rotate and it's hinged. Torso. He's got a ball joint. Rotate around, forward and back, and I think it's hidden pretty nicely with the armor. Another one is waist. Rotate around, but mine is very tight, forward and back. Very good range of motion. You get more out of the torso than the waist on him. Legs completely does the splits. McFarlane style hip joints. Rotation is very good on this guy. Legs go forward quite a bit. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And his ankle. Forward and back. Rotate, tilt rock, and toe articulation. Now let's check them out. Next to some other armored Batfleck figures. Here are all 3 versions by McFarlane. The regular release on the left, the 2-pack battle damage in the middle, and the platinum green glow on the right. And then here he is, next to the DC Direct version. And now, with the Mezco version. Here's the McFarlane version, next to the Mafex version of the Armored Batman. A future release came with a battle-damaged alternate head you could use for the original release. These guys look pretty cool next to each other. Then, next to the Mattel DC Multiverse version, which is not a bad figure, but honestly, look at these guys. This one came out, I don't know, what, like 7 years ago, something like that, and cost about $20. Here's McFarlane's version, way bigger, way more detailed, cloth soft goods cape with a wire, way more accessories, just as articulated. $22. Even with inflation, he's probably actually cheaper nowadays and way, way better. I love Mattel's DC figures, but if you think Mattel should get the license back, you are crazy. And now, with the Mattel 6-inch basic version, they made 4 different versions of the Armored Batman. The regular one with the mask off, the regular one, blue and gray repaint, and then sort of a fire lava version. And then here are all the different versions of the Armored Batfleck that I have. By Mattel, Mafex, Mezco, DC Direct, and McFarlane. Here's a look at Batfleck in his armored suit, hitting the bat signal, taunting Superman. And after they have their long, drawn-out fight, here's Batman about to stab Superman with the kryptonite spear. Here's a look at these 2 Batman figures, geared up in the streets of Gotham. Now let's check them out. Next to some other action figures. Starting off with some of the McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here are all the figures, specifically from Batman vs Superman that McFarlane has made. We have the new wave of figures. Armor Batman, Knightmare Batman, and Wonder Woman. Then there's a 2-pack with Superman and Doomsday. Then there's Platinum Chase variants of the Armor Batman and Superman. And then, of course, we have the Collector's Edition 2-pack, which is a Walmart and McFarlane exclusive. And we have the original Batfleck from about 6 months ago. Now, what else could they possibly make from Batman vs Superman? Well, there's a ton of stuff. I can see them doing another version of Doomsday with a bunch of spikes. Maybe Superman with heat vision eyes. Lois Lane, Lex Luthor. And now let's check them out next to some other Batfleck figures. Here are all the different McFarlane Batman vs Superman Batfleck figures. We have 6 of them. And here they are, next to the Zack Snyder's Justice League Batfleck figures. And now, with the Flash movie Batfleck figures, here are all the different McFarlane DC Multiverse, DC Cinematic Universe, Ben Affleck Batman Batfleck figures. They've covered pretty much every look you can possibly imagine. The only one they really need to do is the regular suit from Justice League. If they really wanted to milk it, they can make a Suicide Squad version with the rebreather. Now let's check them out, next to some other recently released McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. Here they are, next to the Norm Brayfogle Batman. Here are these 2 Batman figures, next to the Zack Snyder's Justice League, Armored Darkseid with Throne. And here they are, next to the 8th wave of McFarlane Collector's Edition figures. And technically, these 2 guys are labeled as Collector's Editions. We have both the regular and Platinum Chase variants of Simon Baugh's Green Lantern, Geoforce, Lightning Lad, and Grid. I currently have 8 of the 12 figures in this wave. Still need to find both versions of the Chris Reeve Superman and Mr. Terrific. And every single Collector's Edition release so far has had a Platinum Chase variant. Even Jonah Hex. I imagine this 2-pack is going to be the first one to break that formula, because there's already a Platinum Chase variant to the Armored Superman. I can't imagine what they could possibly do with a Platinum version of this 2-pack. But I would love to find out. Then, next to some other recent McFarlane Toy Store exclusives, both the regular and Platinum versions of Jonah Hex, and the Knightmare variation of the Vampire Batman. And now, with the Amazon exclusive Arkham City Detective Mode Batman vs. Solomon Grundy 2-pack. Here they are, next to the Shazam and Freddie Freeman 2-pack. These are also Amazon exclusives, and these are also part of the DC Cinematic Universe. And here they are, next to the 3rd digital wave, Silver Age Joker and Earth 2 Robin. I'm looking for the Platinum Chase variant of Joker with the black tux. If anybody can help me out, please drop me a line in the comments below. Then, with the Arkham City Glow-in-the-Dark Killer Croc, which was also an Amazon exclusive, and now with the Walmart exclusive Action Comics Superman and Hal Jordan Green Lantern, and finally with McFarlane's most recent Jokerized offerings, Hush, Harley Quinn, and the Last Night on Earth Batman. Now let's check them out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how they fit in both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which ones you can mix them with. Since they're McFarlane figures, they're typically the 7-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of the larger action figure lines I collect, and work my smaller, and I'm going to include as many Batman figures as I can during these comparisons. Here they are, next to several different McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman figures, and now with some Jack-specific wrestling figures, and some Diamond Select toys. Here they are, next to a hamburger bun, and here they are, with some DC Direct and NECA Batman figures. Then, with both some Mattel and Jazzwares wrestling figures. And now, with some Mezco and Mattel Batman figures. Next, with some Mafex and Hasbro Marvel Legends. And finally, with some SH Figure Arts and Jazzwares Fortnite figures. So overall, this is a really cool Batman vs Superman set. These are really excellent variants of the Knightmare Batman and the Armored Batman. Sure, they could have easily just included a second head and made a deluxe release, but you know McFarlane doesn't do that. If they're going to give us extra heads and all these accessories, they're going to make sure they charge extra. But I like the idea for these variants. This set is decked out with accessories, all kind of cool stuff to enhance the regular version of these figures, as well as this 2-pack. The articulation, sculpt, paint job, it's all good, but not great. Pretty typical for the McFarlane. If I were to rate this set, honestly, I would give it an 8 out of 10, because a ton of accessories. Armored Batman is really good. Knightmare Batman is pretty good, not quite as good as the armored one. But I'm telling you, the fact that they're missing that Joker card is going to shoot this whole pack down to a 7. There are some other issues with the set, like the Knightmare Batman's elbows, some of the lazy reuse there, but it's a minor detail. The Armor Batman is damn near perfect. Very good job on that guy. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say to the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate we do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you for watching this video, and I will talk to you guys real soon.